there is another Accra that most people never see. An Accra of massive private mansions, gated communities, diplomatic compounds, luxury apartments, and streets where privacy can be just as valuable as the property itself. These aren't simply expensive neighborhoods. They are addresses associated with diplomats, celebrities, business executives, investors, and some of Ghana's wealthiest families. But which neighborhoods actually sit at the top? Today, we're counting down the 10 richest and most exclusive neighborhoods in Accra in 2026. And we're not looking at expensive houses alone. We're looking at location, property values, exclusivity, security, infrastructure, lifestyle, and demand. Some of the names on this list will be obvious. Others might surprise you. And wait until you see number 1. Because in Accra, sometimes the biggest luxury isn't the house, it's the address. Let's begin. Number 10, Osu. We begin with Osu. And Osu is different from almost every other neighborhood on this list. This isn't primarily about giant gated compounds. It's about location and lifestyle. Osu puts residents close to some of Accra's most active commercial, entertainment, and dining areas. Restaurants, hotels, cafes, businesses, shopping, nightlife, and the coast are all within easy reach. But we're talking about the prime residential pockets of Osu, not every street in the wider area. The real attraction is simple. You are in the middle of everything. For a wealthy professional, investor, or expatriate, that can be extremely valuable. You don't necessarily need a massive compound when you can step outside and have much of Accra'S social and commercial life right at your doorstep. And because prime land in central Accra is limited, the best locations can command significant value. Osu therefore represents a different kind of wealth, not necessarily the biggest house, but maximum access. And if you think that's expensive, we're just getting started. Number 9, Dzorwulu. Dzorwulu doesn't always get the same glamorous headlines as East Legon or Cantonments, but people who understand Accra'S property market know why this neighborhood matters. Location. Dzorwulu offers convenient access toward major commercial districts, the airport corridor, and other important parts of Accra. And for executives, professionals, and established families, that convenience can be extremely valuable. Because in a city where traffic can consume hours of your day, being strategically located is a form of luxury. Dzorwulu also has a mix of established residential properties and newer developments, creating demand from people who want an upscale neighborhood without necessarily choosing one of Accra's most exclusive gated communities. It is practical luxury, quiet enough to feel residential, connected enough to remain convenient, and expensive enough to earn a place on this list. But Dzorwulu is still relatively accessible compared with what we're about to see, because number 8 takes us into modern Ghanaian wealth at full volume. Number 8, Labone. If Osu is about energy, Labone is about balance. It's close enough to central Accra to remain highly convenient, but residential enough to offer a more relaxed atmosphere. And that combination has made Labone particularly attractive to professionals, expatriates, and higher-income residents. Here, you'll find upscale homes, modern apartments, restaurants, and lifestyle businesses competing for space in one of Accra's established premium zones. But there's another reason Labone is valuable. Proximity. You're not isolated from the city. You're positioned close to major commercial and diplomatic areas while still having a strong residential identity. That's a powerful combination in real estate. And as demand for premium central locations continues, neighborhoods like Labone become increasingly attractive to people who want luxury without sacrificing convenience. But if Labone represents refined central living, the next neighborhood takes exclusivity to another level. Number 7, North Ridge. This is one of those neighborhoods where history and exclusivity meet. North Ridge occupies a strategically important position in central Accra, and because land in this part of the city is limited, location becomes extremely valuable. The area has long been associated with high-income residents, diplomatic properties, and premium real estate. But North Ridge doesn't necessarily try to impress you with flashy nightlife. Its appeal is different: privacy, space, centrality, and an established reputation. You are close to the heart of Accra without feeling like you're living inside the busiest parts of the city. That makes North Ridge particularly attractive to people who value convenience but don't want their homes surrounded by constant commercial activity. And now, we're entering the neighborhoods where security and privacy become even more important. Number 6. Roman Ridge. If your idea of luxury is peace and privacy, this is where things start getting serious. Roman Ridge is known for its low-density character, spacious properties, and quiet atmosphere. Instead of packed streets and constant commercial activity, the neighborhood offers something increasingly difficult to find in a growing capital city: space. Large private compounds, green surroundings, upscale residential architecture, and a strategic location close to major parts of Accra. For wealthy residents, that combination is powerful, because luxury isn't always about being seen. Sometimes, luxury is not being seen at all, and Roman Ridge is built around that idea. But there is another neighborhood where exclusivity becomes even more deliberate. Number 5. Airport Hills. We're now entering the top 5, and at number 5 is Airport Hills. This is not simply a neighborhood, it's a statement. Airport Hills is associated with gated luxury living, large custom-built homes, and a strong emphasis on security and privacy. And its location near Accra's airport corridor gives it another major advantage. For international executives, business owners, and high-income residents who travel frequently, being close to Kotoka International Airport is incredibly convenient. But what really separates Airport Hills is the feeling of separation. Behind the gates, the environment becomes more private, the properties become larger, and the level of security becomes more important. This is where luxury begins to move beyond the house itself. You're buying into an environment, a controlled environment, a private environment, an exclusive environment. But the next neighborhood takes that concept even further. Number 4. Trasacco Valley. Few names in Ghana's luxury real estate market carry the same recognition. Trasacco Valley is famous for enormous private residences, gated living, and an environment designed around high-end residential life. This isn't the kind of place where you simply rent an apartment and blend into the neighborhood. The entire concept is built around space, privacy, and exclusivity. Large villas, private compounds, controlled access, managed infrastructure, and residents who are often looking for something more than a beautiful home. They're looking for security and separation from the ordinary city experience. And that's why Trasacco Valley has become one of the strongest symbols of elite residential living in Ghana. But we're not done, because number 3 takes us to one of Accra's most recognizable luxury addresses. Number 3, Airport Residential Area. And the clue is in the name. This is one of Accra's most strategically positioned premium neighborhoods. You are extremely close to Kotoka International Airport, major businesses, upscale hotels, restaurants, corporate headquarters, and some of the city's most important commercial activity. That makes airport residential attractive to international executives, diplomats, business travelers, and high-income residents. And unlike some purely residential enclaves, this area benefits from strong commercial demand as well. Luxury apartments, serviced residences, corporate offices, hotels, high-end developments. It's a neighborhood where business and luxury live side by side. And that's important, because prime real estate isn't just about how beautiful a house is, it's about how useful the location is. And few locations in Accra are more strategically positioned than airport residential. But there are still 2 neighborhoods ahead, and these final 2 are where prestige, diplomacy, and extreme exclusivity collide. Number 2. East Legon. If someone asked you to name a neighborhood that represents modern Ghanaian wealth, East Legon would probably be one of the first names mentioned. This is where luxury homes meet entertainment, business, and lifestyle. Massive residences, designer interiors, restaurants, cafes, shopping, nightlife, and some of Ghana's most recognizable personalities. East Legon has become particularly popular among wealthy entrepreneurs, celebrities, executives, and members of the Ghanaian diaspora returning to invest and live in the country. But its appeal goes beyond appearances. The neighborhood has developed into an entire lifestyle ecosystem. You can live there, work nearby, eat at upscale restaurants, shop, entertain guests, and still have access to some of Accra'S major business corridors. That's why East Legon isn't simply considered expensive. It has become a symbol of modern wealth in Ghana. But here's the twist. East Legon may be the neighborhood everyone talks about. Yet there's another address with something East Legon cannot easily replicate: diplomatic prestige. And that's why our number 1 is number 1, Cantonments. This is the address where everything we've talked about comes together. Luxury, security, location, privacy, diplomacy, and prestige. Cantonments is widely regarded as one of Accra'S premier residential addresses, and its diplomatic character is a major part of its identity. The neighborhood is home to numerous embassies and diplomatic facilities, alongside high-end residences and premium developments. And that creates something difficult to reproduce: an established ecosystem of security and prestige. This isn't just a place where wealthy people happen to live. It's a neighborhood designed around the needs of people who place enormous value on privacy, security, and strategic location. You're close to major business districts. You're close to the airport corridor. You're close to some of Accra'S most important institutions. And yet many parts of Cantonments maintain a quiet, residential atmosphere. That combination is incredibly difficult to find. And that's why prime Cantonments property can command extraordinary prices. Because when land is limited, demand is high, and the location carries decades of prestige, the address itself becomes part of the asset. And that brings us back to our title. $1,000 a night isn't necessarily the literal price of every property in these neighborhoods. The real point is bigger. At the very top of Accra'S property market, wealth isn't simply about being able to afford a beautiful house. It's about being able to access the right location, the right security, the right privacy, and the right lifestyle. And that's what makes Cantonments our number 1. So there you have it. From the vibrant streets of Osu, to the executive appeal of Dzorwulu, the refined atmosphere of Labone, the privacy of Roman Ridge, the gated luxury of Airport Hills and Trasacco Valley, the strategic location of Airport Residential, the modern wealth of East Legon, and finally, the diplomatic prestige of Cantonments. These neighborhoods show us something fascinating about Accra. The city isn't just growing outward. It's becoming more sophisticated, more competitive, and increasingly segmented by location and lifestyle. And in the world of luxury real estate, sometimes the most expensive thing you can buy is simply the right address. Which of these neighborhoods would you choose? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this countdown, subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot more of Africa's wealth, cities, and hidden stories coming next.